I'm Sean Donovan.
I'm Trevor Sorek.
And welcome to The Fine Cut. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the new movie in theaters, Gran Turismo.
Based on a true story.
Based on a true story. Yes, this new film that is out in theaters, it is the movie that is technically based on the video game Gran Turismo, as well as Jan Matten. How do you say his last name? Martinborough's life. Today we actually have a guest.
That's weird.
We finally have one guest that we've been promising it.
Hey, this isn't Relax and Rewind. I think I'm on the wrong place.
Yeah, he's on our other show.
He's on our other show, but it's Graham. Graham has decided to join us.
Hi. I didn't see the movie.
It's Mr. Gran Turismo.
It is me. I am the Gran Turismo.
Yeah, we only brought him on to use him for that one joke. So yeah, you can leave now.
Yeah.
By the
All
way.
right. See you guys.
No, Graham here. He says that he knows a lot about racing.
Big racing guy.
So.
For real, I've never done real racing. I've done sim racing, so I can lend.
You played Gran Turismo, right?
I did play Gran Turismo. I'm more of an Assetto Corsa guy now.
Which
real sim racing fans.
Oh,
there's a huge fight between the iRacers and the Assetto Corsa boys.
I don't even know. I don't know anything. I don't know what he just said.
I don't know either, but we'll be talking about Gran Turismo here in a few minutes, as well as video game movies as a whole at the end. But now I do want to talk about some big movie news that has come out.
Hit me with it.
So
breaking news.
The first thing up is that last week we did an episode on Blue Beetle, and it is projected this weekend to end in third place with a 61% drop.
Wow.
So
behind Barbie and Oppenheimer?
It is going to be behind Barbie and Gran Turismo. So
Oppenheimer fell off?
Oppenheimer didn't fall off. It's
rated R and it's 3 hours.
It slowly is piddled out.
It's a great movie. It's done really well for that type of movie.
Yes, it is the highest
non-Batman Nolan film.
Nolan film. But it's also the highest grossing movie to never have reached number one at the box office.
Interesting.
So, and I think that was last week. I don't know if I said that, but
Barbie blocked it every time.
Oh yeah, because I mean, I knew people that were like, "Oh, I just want to see Barbie." And it's like, "Oh, you gotta do Barbenheimer."
Yeah, you really do. But yeah, no, Barbie's also like more towards kids.
Listen to the last episode.
Like episode, we've been talking about Barbenheimer for probably the past 5 episodes.
You gotta update it every week, right?
Yeah, of course. But another thing is, I don't know if you are a big fan, but Zack Snyder has released a trailer for his newest film, Rebel Moon.
Yeah, Zack Snyder does Star Wars.
Rebel Moon. Did you see the trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer yet. No.
I've heard about this one, and it's Zack Snyder. Netflix presents.
Yep, it's a part 1 and 2. So we're gonna have to be doing 2 pods on. Get ready for that, Trevor.
Hang on. I didn't agree to that.
Yeah, you did.
What is Rebel Moon about?
It's Zack Snyder Star Wars.
Yeah, it's Zack Snyder to Star Wars.
But it's more like a space western.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, just the premise of it being a space western by Zack Snyder sounds interesting.
More space western, less space opera.
Yeah.
So like,
but is it like 300?
So like Cowboy Bebop in Star Wars had a kid.
I think
Firefly in Star Wars.
Yeah, Firefly and Star Wars probably better.
I did watch a lot lot of Cowboy Bebop recently, but
that's a pretty good show.
It's pretty good.
Look at you.
Just don't watch the Netflix version of that. Instead,
so I've heard. Yeah,
watch Red Notice.
No, that's a Relax and Rewind joke.
We're not carrying that over.
Go watch Relax and Rewind if you want to hear Red Notice jokes. This is hard hitting.
This is topical,
recent
journalism.
Stuff.
This is not journalism.
We went to college for this. I hope not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Those are some big news, but the biggest news
broke my heart to hear this.
I am very surprised
I'm not in the know.
Have not heard of this. I hope you have.
I haven't had power for a couple days.
But Rick and Morty season 7 is premiering on October 15th.
Hey, that's not the news.
That's not news.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's something else.
I didn't hear
that. It is.
Sean,
you didn't hear the Rick and Morty thing?
No.
Oh well, it's coming out October 15th.
Well, news to you.
I'll watch it.
All right, fine. I'll give you the real one. Wes Anderson's next short,
no,
The Wonderful
know.
Story. It's
Yeah.
coming out on September 27th. Okay.
No, and don't tell us Red Notice
The
2. 'Cause that's already a thing.
What is it? Was the whatever of Henry Sugar?
What, the Wes Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar.
I will definitely watch that when it comes out.
Yeah, but that's been announced. But yeah, the biggest news, the one that has hurt everybody's heart. There's been a delay,
And dismay.
and
What do you
it
mean?
is not. You are gonna be sad,
No.
Trevor. I'm surprised you haven't heard of this.
You will be. He hasn't had power.
That's true, but I feel like you would have seen this. Delayed from its November release, now releasing on March 14th, 2024. Dune 2. Dune 2 has been delayed.
Part Dune.
Trevor,
My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined.
Here,
Well,
but it
better
does
hurry
mean
up.
that
we got 7 minutes left of the day.
That's not important. Yeah, the last 7 minutes are ruined.
We're totally not recording this at 11:50
Yeah,
at night.
It's not because it's 11:53.
Exactly. But
well,
also,
it's still coming out, right?
yes, it's still going to be coming out, but it's going to be in
Yeah.
March of next year.
Okay.
So,
Hang on, man. For the perfect masterpiece that Dune Part 2 is going to be, I'm willing to wait 4 more months. You're welcome, Hollywood.
It's
Well-
only delayed so that
It's
they're
because
hoping,
of the strikes.
Yeah,
It's
They're
because
hoping
of
it
the
will
strikes.
end? Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's not good.
they're hoping. The main idea of the strike is that their stomachs will be empty before their pockets will be.
That's
empty.
that's
A
where
war
the
of
studios
attrition.
are coming from.
War of
Yep.
attrition, yeah.
Yep. But also another thing is
Hey,
that
guys,
the
I think it's true that what they say that money is evil. I'm starting to think that money's evil.
I think it is.
That's some hard hitting
Actually,
I think
another-
money makes you do bad things to other people and makes you
Yeah.
be greedy.
Yeah.
Huh.
But speaking of the strikes, they're still going on. I think we've
Power
talked
to
about
'em.
it. I stand with them. I'm
I
pretty
do
sure
too.
Trevor stands with them.
Even though
Graham,
I have to wait
I'm
for
a
Dune
ruthless
now.
capitalist, so
Yeah.
no, I'm full for the strikes. I'm for
But
unionization.
of course. But the WGA also released the proposal that they put on the table for them. The average for all the studios, the annual revenue that would be basically the cost that WGA is asking for
Mm-hmm.
would be an average is 0.18%.
Unbearable.
What is
So-
that?
The studios are
What
right.
does that mean?
So
Of profits?
what they want, what the WGA is asking for the studios to basically give to pay writers
Okay.
is less than 1%. Is less than 0.5%.
And we're talking about millions. So what would that translate
Billions.
to?
No, this is billions.
Okay.
We'd have to-
I'm not
we'd have to
100.
Is that like
this
1
is
point-
math. The annual. Oh wait, they have the annual cost here. So for Disney, the annual cost that they were looking to get for revenues would be 72 million, and Disney's annual revenue is 82.7 billion dollars. So I don't know what you guys.
They can't cough up a
They can't
a
cough up
1%,
that.
huh?
They don't want to.
They don't want. Yeah, exactly.
They don't think they have to.
exactly. So
That's
it's
well,
ridiculous.
it's
It's full on
ghoulish.
ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
The highest. This is the highest that they're
Proposal?
asking for the percentage. The highest percentage that they're asking is from Netflix, and their percentage would be 0.206%.
I saw a headline saying that the president of Netflix worries that if they they give writers a good deal, it might inspire other actors and writers from across the world to ask for better deals. And
Yeah,
it's
it's so ridiculous.
cartoonishly ghoulish.
Yeah. And it's very, very not great
And we're supposed to have
what they're doing.
Was there supposed to be a National Cinema Day tomorrow?
There is
Anyway,
a national
disrupt your
cinema
local
day.
oil pipelines to fight the power.
I have a movie for
Whoa,
you.
that's
then.
kind of a radical
movie for
idea.
you, Graham.
I said disrupt. I did not say destroy.
That's true. That's true. No, I'll give you. Watch How to Blow Up a Pipeline.
Yeah, I know of it.
Yeah, watch that if you think that. But also, since I'll say this, I'm getting a lot of my sources from discussing films on Twitter or X.
Yeah,
If you
no,
are-
it's Twitter.
If you're it's basically
It's
Twitter.
Twitter.
Fuck off,
Don't
Elon.
call it
I
X.
guess.
No one calls it
Um,
X.
Well, it's
I do, but only
No,
ironically.
you
Yeah.
don't. It's still
It's
as
Twitter.
a,
Twitter.com.
as a
Twitter.
joke.
let's get it. But discussing film also posted on August 24th. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, star Donald Trump's mugshot has been released as
Oh,
well.
man.
Time Home Alone actors must
Yeah,
die.
It's
Macaulay
crazy,
Culkin.
you know. But
It's really sad to see what these actors get up to in their later stages in life. It's sad.
well, Macaulay Culkin is actually doing pretty well. You know, he's changed his life around.
So that means Donald Trump. Once we'll just get Donald Trump straightened out, and he'll be returned.
he'll be
to a
fine.
functioning
He'll just
member
be
of society.
fine.
He can
you know.
return to acting.
He can finally return to
He
his
can
acting.
return to
Some would
I-
say he never left.
My Pizza Hut ads have been missing when Donald John Trump Jr. telling me how good that stuffed crust pizza
Oh,
is.
Wasn't that Gorbachev in the
Pepsi
Pizza
ad.
Hut ad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gorbachev is in a ad.
oh, that's so good.
Some political pizza there.
political pizza.
The pizza of the people.
That should have been their. Oh my gosh. that should have
People
been
Hut.
their tagline.
People Hut.
Oh, wait, no, that's bad.
Whoa, hey.
Pizza Hut. The pie of the
Um,
people.
But
There you go.
yeah, nothing. There's
Unlike
nothing
that
really else
bougie
that
Papa John's.
bougie Papa
We're not
John's.
sponsored by any
We're
pizza
not.
company.
Yeah.
God, I would do anything for a pizza sponsorship.
It would be nice.
That would be really
I would
nice.
completely reform my politics.
But there's nothing
That's
really.
a hint.
Nothing really else that
Domino's
has
International is not
come
far.
out. No, like real news besides like
How's
Frozen's getting a podcast. The movie
What is?
Frozen.
Wait.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
What does
Yeah.
that mean? Like,
It's
like
gonna
the
be a-
cast?
Yeah,
like
what does that
It's
mean?
a 12-part series follows Queen Anna, who must quickly find out why the spirits of nature are
So
acting
it's
up.
like a story.
It's
So it's
just
a-
a story, but it's in podcast form.
it's
So
a
it's just an audiobook.
it's an
pretty
audio
much.
book. Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
Don't call it a podcast.
That's what they're calling it.
They don't-
Podcasts, and you would think there'd be some kind of interactment, right?
God,
That's
it's
what
no
you would
wonder
think.
Disney has not had a single functioning CEO since Michael Eisner lost his mind.
It's very true. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's
on
some
movie
box
news.
office
that's some
stuff
kind
to-
of
Oh wait,
bummer
hold on.
news.
Actually,
It's a bummer.
I have a
news.
request for box office numbers.
for box office numbers right now,
Yeah, Last Voyage of the Demeter.
what-
Who let this Dracula on a boat? 'Cause
you want
I've heard good reviews about it.
man? You just come on our show and
I've
then
heard
just-
some mildly good reviews too.
This is the
okay,
Modern
hold
Film
on.
Show.
Well,
me
I
look
think
this
we'll
up.
we'll come back to Last Voyage of the Demeter when we do our
Yeah, we'll
our,
do an
our
August.
Halloween kind of
I just want to know how it's
scary
doing.
So-
movie roundup.
Because I heard good things about it.
currently.
And they changed the title overseas to be Dracula: Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh,
That's fair. That makes
interesting.
more
'Cause,
sense.
like,
Probably would have done
if you
better
saw
here.
Last Voyage of the Demeter, and if you have not read the book, you're like,
you wouldn't know it's
"The
Dracula.
what?"
So
You'd say, "What is a meter?" First of all, and then you say what this movie is about.
Yeah.
So Last Voyage of the Demeter, since you so kindly asked,
Mm-hmm.
its box office right now is sitting at $12.6 million.
Yikes!
is
What was
that-
that budget?
The budget. Give me.
Is that
you're
better
asking-
or worse than Retribution starring Liam Neeson?
Retribution.
Gotta imagine it's better.
It's estimated to be $1.2 million.
The budget for Last Voyage of the
No,
Demeter.
no, not the
No.
no. This is Retribution.
Okay,
Retribution's estimated to make $1.2 million. Last Voyage of the Demeter, its budget is
God, please be $10 million.
$45 million.
Oh God.
It is.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So.
Hey, I'm gonna do a roundup
Oh,
of
wait, hold
scary
on.
movies later in the year, though.
yeah, we'll do that. So
Alright.
but yeah. Let's get. I think
On to
we can.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, we can get into the movie that's releasing
Let's
this week.
put this
Gran
podcast in
Turismo.
drive.
Gran Turismo. If you don't know, it's based
Based on
very
the true
loosely.
story.
It's based on a true story of Jan Martinborough,
Not that loose.
who is well, hold on. I was gonna say it's based loosely on the video game Gran Turismo,
It's not really it's based
but
off
it's not. It's weird. It's
it-
like a high concept
so-
movie, but it's not.
So Gran
Yeah.
Turismo is Sony's premier driving sim game. They've always had it on the PlayStation games. Even Jeremy
Yep.
Clarkson's played it.
I've played it back in the day. I couldn't figure out how to work the game, but
Yeah,
I did
its
play it.
UIs are kind of just famously just vomit inducing, especially with sticks. But I've played this game before. I don't know, Sean. Did you ever play Gran Turismo?
I've never played a single Gran Turismo.
I think my problem with the game is I felt like it would be like a normal, like standard
Nope,
racing
it is
game,
a
but it's
sim game.
It's a
It
sim.
It is a proper.
Yeah.
It is a proper racing sim. And so every once in a while, Sony holds the Gran Turismo Academy, where like you get a shot to make it as a pro driver if you do really well in sim.
So when was the first one of this? Since
It was
I'm
that
assuming,
I don't
since
know. I'm
like,
looking at the Wikipedia now, and
I was honestly there. I was
best
impressed
source
there
of
for a
knowledge.
second. I thought you were just like rattling this off like it's been in your brain.
I knew the stuff about the Gran Turismo.
Oh,
and
okay.
that, but
Do
it
you
says
know,
from the Wikipedia he
how
was
long
the
has-
third winner of the Gran Turismo.
Oh, so this is the
event.
first.
Mm-hmm.
The movie definitely makes it seem like it's
It's
the
the very
first
first one.
Academy.
Well, he's the most
He's the most famous.
yeah, he's the third. He was the third and the youngest winner of the GT Academy competition. He beat 90,000 entrants.
You know,
Damn.
I'm not surprised that the movie framed it in such a way where insinuates that it's the first.
Oh yeah,
Academy.
Yeah. I can
'Cause,
see
like,
why.
To explain why it was the third one, it would be kind of dumb, you know.
Yeah,
like, it
but
would take away from the movie.
Yeah, but they still do Gran Turismo Academy. So
Okay.
it's a movie about Jan competing in the academy.
Oh, it's defunct. The GT Academy is defunct
Oh,
now.
they killed it off.
It was from 2008 to 2016.
They probably figured out that they're not going to do better than Jan.
Well, and at that
they-
point,
probably
like,
yeah.
actual, I think console racing got huge. iRacing, Assetto Corsa. Max Verstappen, current world FIA Formula One
Mhm.
champion and current leader, and probably will win for another 7 fucking years straight. He's huge
Oh,
into
yeah.
sim racing. Like
Just quick thing. Yan
Yeah.
was the third. You said the third, right?
yes,
Yeah, he was in 2011.
mm-hmm.
So this movie is supposed to take place in 2011.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I had
I
no
mean,
grasp for that exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think it was,
playing Gran Turismo 6 because that's he was playing on the PS. Yeah, he's playing GT6 on the PS3.
but okay.
that,
Interesting.
that makes sense.
I mean, my gamer knowledge, but yeah, Max Verstappen is a huge like proponent of sim racing. He competes in the sim racing leagues all the time. He competes in the virtual 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Yeah.
So like he's
There's
really
a
big
virtual
into
one.
that. Yeah, sim racing's huge, dude. Like sim
It is.
Really?
the FIA even has a sim racing league.
I would argue that
What the
sim racing is
I'm
probably
very glad
bigger
that
than
we have you on, even if
The
you didn't
last,
see the movie.
The 2021 FIA esports champion, which is just they play the Formula One game and they just sim race through that. He's racing in Formula 2, which is the theater series, the direct. There's Formula 3, which Jan raced in, which is Formula 3 is like regional, and then Formula 2, which is
everyone's
the
familiar
biggest.
with F1, right?
Yeah, everyone's
For the most-
familiar with
for the most part.
FIA, and it's all funky different little things. But yeah, he that champion from a few years ago is racing in F2. I have no idea whether he's doing good or not, but sim racing's like a real deal.
I mean, you would have to imagine it's bigger than actual racing, right? Because it's more accessible to people, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's bigger than actual racing, but
I mean, there's got to be more
It's-
users than,
I mean, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's a console game.
it's cheap. It's cheaper, but it's still an investment. People get wild with their racing rigs.
if you want to be
Jeez.
like really good at it, then yeah, you put a lot more money into it.
Yeah.
And it's also dependent on how realistic you want it to be, because the huge thing about sim racing and actual racing is just, well, the physical G-force. They get into that in the movie. It's like the actual physicality of racing compared to the
Yeah.
other racing.
That is a big part of it.
You can deal with you might be able to deal with a high-speed bank, or you might be able to deal with the G-forces on Monza while you're driving and while you're doing sim races, but until you actually get there and you're going up to that 50, you're going from 150,
Yeah.
150, and then you hit the brakes and your neck snaps forward, and then you have to immediately turn, get your head back up, turn the other way as your body gets thrown around. It's an entirely different beast.
Well, yeah.
So what you're saying is that
Nerds can't drive.
I was gonna say.
Well, that one
reality is different than gaming.
Well, what
Yes.
do you know? The one nerd is able to drive.
Yeah.
He is. You can put in the physical training, and
That's a big
Don
part
was
of
a hell of a driver.
big
Oh, yeah,
part of
it's
the
a big part.
movie is
Still
them
is.
just working out.
It is.
Like,
David
But-
Harper's their fitness
Is
trainer and coach, right?
yeah, he's like
Uh,
the mentor.
the chief or the
Yeah, he
pit
runs.
chief
Yeah,
or
he
whatever.
team president.
Yes.
Yep.
But
I love
just-
David Harbour.
I kind of
in that
just
movie.
let you go off on a tangent there about that,
Yeah.
but yeah, no. Gran Turismo is follows Jan Martinborough, and he gets accepted in GT Academy.
He competes for
And-
Nissan for endurance challenges. He does endurance racing, 24-hour racing.
So actually, in the movie, I think we can go into the movie quickly.
Yeah.
But he basically is playing Gran Turismo, and then
He works
It's
in
like-
a sad English town.
Well,
yep, little.
he lives.
little-
Cardiff's not. I mean,
It's not that small,
From
but
the
it's
traders, it looks like a sad English town. Where
Well,
everyone works
it
at,
really
like,
No,
the
it
does
local
make it
shop.
look like it a little bit.
that's
but
just all of the UK is just rainy and gray all the time.
north of the UK is just
Yeah.
sad and depressing.
It's in Wales, so like more of the
Oh
west.
God, he's Welsh.
Yeah, he's Welsh.
Yeah.
Oh, poor bastard.
Well, his dad played for Cardiff City soccer team.
Yeah.
Football,
Yeah, football
football club.
But,
club. Yeah, FC.
But yeah,
God, if you want to think of a wilder organization tactic than the FIA, just look at the Premier League, where teams drop
is-
in and out of it.
No,
Yeah, you're
that's-
right there.
That is great. I think
Uh,
that's something that's very cool about Premier League.
I
But,
don't understand it.
man,
and I
this has
refuse
really
to.
just turned into a podcast from Gran Turismo.
hey, the
into-
UK and it's kind of
into the-
cool. And
Let's go into the
Yeah.
sports realm.
Back to the movie. So he does that. His
but
dad
yeah,
says
His
it's
dad's
not
like,
a real job.
it's not real. Yeah, pretty
Work at
much.
the train yard.
Then
Be sad.
Yeah, it's
Destroy-
like you-
destroy your dreams.
I mean,
Yeah.
he has the stance that I think a lot of people would have is that like this video game stuff isn't gonna
you can't
lead
make
to
money by
anything.
playing a video game.
Oh yeah, and then he goes to GT Academy and
And
wins.
if this was 2011, this is before the huge big
Yeah.
e-gamer move. Like a lot of more people are e-gamers.
I'd
than,
say like
before.
a
lot of
when
people are
MLG was a
MLG popped off around Halo and Halo 2.
yeah, that was early, but like I think it became relevant. Like that
Evo's
was a
still
different
around at this
thing.
point.
That was a very not a really relevant thing though. Like
But like
this is America. Europe,
Yeah.
I don't think it was nearly as big.
I mean,
exactly.
like no one, not nearly as many people back then were streamers or
Professional.
like
Yeah.
on Twitch.
Well, yeah. Well, Twitch
TV
was
Well,
the
yeah.
thing.
whatever.
You weren't a There were like the select few who were pro gamers.
Like there
Yeah.
wasn't sponsored. There wasn't
There
stuff
was
like
sponsors, but it wasn't as
is
big as it is
ve-
now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
like, you
it's-
couldn't
It's a
just
whole
hop on
industry
s-
now.
You couldn't just
Yeah.
hop on Twitch and just start streaming and then like do it as their side hustle and a hobby.
Yeah.
Now
but-
everyone's doing it. We're making a podcast
Yeah,
right
we're
now.
literally doing
Yeah,
that
we
except
are.
instead of gaming, we're talking about.
Yeah.
But then
Gaming
he
of the mind's eye.
What?
what? All right.
Sounds cool.
We need to talk more about the movie.
Yeah. So yeah, he gets into the thing, or he gets into the GT
David-
Academy, and then wins. And I think that's pretty much the trailer. Like I'm not spoiling anything
the,
yet.
the three central characters are Archie Madekwe as Jan
Yes.
Martinborough,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
David Harbour as Jack Saltaire, as the
Is Jack Salter a real? I'm assuming they're all real people.
Terror Salter. He's a real person. I've definitely heard his name before.
He was competing in Britcar 24-hour and
Yeah.
GT4 European Cup.
So he's based. I don't know how much they base these characters around the real people.
Well, of course, Jan has to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Real.
Archie was. I mean, they show you at the end of the movie the real Jan, and
Mhm.
pictures.
Well, the reason why is because I'm like,
which is
I'm
great. I love when
looking-
movies do that. It never gets old.
They did that with the Motley Crue documentary where they had all the actors playing the
Yeah,
Yeah.
characters and
They-
the actual band members come out.
they did that with the Nike movie that they did.
Air.
Air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that movie.
I forgot about Air too.
And there was the Tetris movie.
Oh yeah, there's
Right.
this is actually kind of like a. I'm assuming that this is not a bad year for. It's not been a bad year for biopics, honestly.
I was
The-
going to say
I heard-
video game movies. I mean,
No, no,
Mario
no,
movie
no,
made
no.
$1 billion.
Yeah,
It's
but,
interesting because this is a biopic that
It's got.
involves video games, but
Yeah,
it's
I was
not
gonna
like,
say
It's a secret video game movie. Would you guys qualify this as a video game movie?
it's more of a
I personally
biopic
wouldn't.
than a video game movie.
I was
would
gonna
not
say,
either.
and I was thinking about this because I saw this earlier today. And as I was driving home, I was thinking about it. This movie is basically a biopic with a video game movie shell.
Sure.
it's
So-
touted as a video game movie, but it's not. It's just a biopic about Jans.
I think that kind of plays into the weird marketing in this movie. I feel like they didn't know how to
They
market
did not
this.
know how to market
They
this
did
movie.
not.
Because like if you market it as a biopic, well, biopics
No
are
one's
mostly
gonna-
no
no
one's
one's
by
gonna
the
know.
way,
No one's
Jack
gonna know.
Salter is completely fictional.
really.
Is he
is-
the antagonist to the dude that
No.
like fights with Jan?
No, he's
No.
the mentor
He-
character. He's the racing coach.
Yeah,
While you're looking that up, will you look up
Yeah.
if Danny Moore is real?
I can. You can go on your little tangent.
Yeah.
then.
If you marketed this as Marlboro,
Martinborough.
Martinborough, the movie, like most people outside of the UK and hardcore racing fans
Yeah.
probably wouldn't know. If you get Gran Turismo, you get like the gamers, and you get like
You
you
get-
also get the idea of like
You get
what's it
some
gonna
of the
be?
you get some of the gamers, right?
Mhm.
But like Gran Turismo is like a sim game, so it's different from regular video games.
Yeah, and you'd also get
So it's a-
racing fans. to
It's
come
more of
in.
a niche audience, but if you generalize it more, it's like racing. But if you're too specific about it, it's like, well, it's not just racing. It's like
Yeah.
specifically like
sim racing, real racing,
European formula.
well, I'll be completely
FIA,
honest.
Yeah.
endurance,
So it's a little bit different. It's
open wheel.
Yeah.
No, not open. They do closed wheel.
so they did the standee with the word salad on it, the
Oh, yeah.
Variety article on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Way
just a
too many
nightmare.
words.
What?
You didn't see that stand?
Oh no,
No,
I
yeah,
saw
of
it.
course.
Yeah,
So it's like it has the entire article on it, and it's very overdramatic because it's
of course,
an
because
article
it's
from
probably
Variety.
a paid.
Yeah.
Is Sony paid Variety to probably
Oh,
air
of
the
course.
article, and it's
So
like
you have that.
written.
Yeah, it's like how
but-
genuine is it?
Yeah,
But-
well, like in all honesty, I'll be completely honest. I probably wouldn't have seen this movie if it didn't have Gran Turismo. Like in all honesty,
I probably would have, just because it's a racing movie and racing's getting big.
I was familiar with Gran Turismo. I played the game briefly. I told you I couldn't figure it out, of course, but
because it's an actual sim.
yeah, it's an actual
Yeah.
sim.
but I will also say quickly, Danny Moore is not real as well.
Okay,
so it's only
Nissan.
Jan.
So it says. So I'm looking at an article by USA Today, and it says, "What's real?" Here's the full fact check on the film.
Gran
and-
Turismo's not real. Racing's not real.
No,
Racing's not real.
the game is
um,
confirmed real. Yeah.
So
Internal
I think
combustion engine's not real.
I'll say this. I think we can go into, if I'm gonna read this, I think we can go into spoilers now.
Yeah.
But
He has a
uh,
really big
Nissan-
crash.
huh?
He has that big crash.
Yeah,
he
that's a
does have a
spoiler.
crash
He
in
really
this
does.
movie.
Oh,
But
that's in the trailer.
yeah.
He-
Oh, it
He was
is,
gonna
yeah.
say something specific.
Also,
in
this is a biopic, so
2008
you can just kind of read the Wikipedia.
Yeah, you could read about
yeah,
his
that's-
life.
yeah,
too.
you can read it. So in 2008, Nissan Europe marketing executive Darren Cox, a character based on him named Danny Moore, is played by Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, so I was gonna say Orlando
So-
Bloom is perfect as like the marketing guy because like he cares a little bit, but like
He's about the money.
yeah.
He's more about the money and more about the looking good.
Because David
aspect of it.
Harper's like, you can't do anything with these absolute dinguses, and
Yeah.
and Orlando Bloom's like, you got to make something work.
Yeah, and then it's like I can see why the real life guy would not want to be depicted as that kind of character.
Oh,
because
yeah.
then it like, well, it's like I actually did care a lot. Don't Hollywoodize
Yeah.
me.
Of course.
So like you don't have the right to my likeness or anything like that. I get
Mhm.
that.
Oh yeah.
And this same thing with whoever Jan's real coach was through all this.
Yeah, it's
it's
well,
like you don't want to characterize him the wrong way.
oh, definitely not. I mean, this goes into like David Harbour's performance in the film,
Which I thought was
It's-
great.
I thought it was a good performance. I thought the performances were fine. I think the standout was David Harbour, honestly, and Archie. I can't remember his last name, but Archie
Madakwe.
Archie
Madakwe.
Manning.
Nah, I don't know how to say that exactly. but-
Well,
NFL quarter.
No, not Arch Manning.
Archie Manning, son of Cooper Manning.
Oh my god.
His descendant Arch Manning is backup QB at Texas right now.
Jesus.
Archie's not
Christ.
starting.
Well,
Why
he
are
go-
we
he
talking
goes-
about this?
You said Arch. His name is Archie, the
Yeah.
actor. He goes by Arch though. He's not Archie,
Oh,
Iowa.
that's sick.
which is really weird. But anyway.
but
He's too good to be a backup.
it's just turned into any sport and every sport. Graham and Trevor will talk now.
I love football.
I also love football.
My only
I like baseball.
my only
Sorry for you.
Yay.
my only experience with racing is I watch NASCAR a lot because
Yeah.
of my grandpa.
Yep.
So I didn't get into like Formula One.
I've seen some racing. It's been on.
I
in my
definitely
house.
put it on when it's on ESPN every now
Yeah.
and then, but
But yeah, no, the performances are good in this. I think Archie and David Harbour's.
I love Harbor because
But-
he's like he's totally like a jerk about it, but it's like that tough love is
Yeah, it's
kind of
the
what
tough
you
love.
want.
David
out of-
Harbour plays a very good jerk.
Yeah,
he does.
it's like
well,
you-
he plays the tough love really well, and I think like in all honesty, if the writer, which also I looked up the writer because I recognized the name. The writers of this are Jason Hall and Zach Ballin, which Jason Hall has done some movies. His most notable movie is probably American Sniper. He wrote American Sniper as well as directed a movie called Thank You for Your Service. He wrote
I've
and
heard of
directed
that,
with Miles Teller.
I'm sensing a very patriotic vibe.
Sure.
From him, yes. But
None of
Zach,
this movie takes place in America. which is
It
interesting.
doesn't. None of it does.
None of it.
It
All of
has
it in
just the
Europe
one
and,
American. Has a few like Americans in it, but it's very like a British film, honestly.
Yeah.
European heavy film.
European, I should say instead.
Well, just everywhere they race, the FIA races.
And of course, the game was made by a
yeah.
Japanese
Yeah.
creator.
Published by Japanese studios.
And
Yeah.
the writer Zach Ballin, he is most notable. He wrote a screenplay and was listed on the blacklist in 2018.
Cool.
He was
Like the
also
Hollywood blacklist?
No, the show, right?
Okay.
No, like the site that has unproduced screenplays that are
Oh.
like the best.
Okay, never
Alright.
mind. There is a
Um,
show called The Blacklist.
yeah, I
I
know
thought it was
that.
like the actual Hollywood blacklist. Like,
but
how
he
does
was-
it come back?
He started as a PA and set dresser,
Mm-hmm.
but then he wrote the screenplay King Richard, the Will Smith movie from 2 years ago. That was his
Okay.
first
Oh.
screenplay,
Oh, that was the one where he's the.
where
Tennis
he's
dad.
Venus and Serena's
Okay.
dad.
Oh, he won
and-
an Oscar for that.
He did win an Oscar for
Yeah.
that.
That was the
That
slap?
was the slap.
Huh.
Yes, that was the slap.
No wonder I like Gran Turismo.
But
because
Zach Ballin was nominated for Best Original Screenplay there. He then also co-wrote Creed 3 from this year.
okay,
I'm starting to think this guy's got talent.
you like sports
And
too.
he is also writing. And of course, King Richard he wrote alone, but these Creed 3 he wrote with Keegan Coogler, Gran Turismo he wrote with Jason Hall, and he's also writing the Bob Marley movie, Bob Marley One Love.
That looks
That's
like
coming
it
out
could-
next year.
Okay, well I'm watching that now.
And so
Big error for biopics.
yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Uh,
The Air was
movies
this year,
the movies
too.
he's done is a biopic, Creed 3, another biopic, and he's doing another biopic.
yeah,
well,
he's
Is Creed 3 a biopic?
No,
No,
I
it's
said,
not.
Yeah, I said King
Oh.
Richard semi-biopic.
yeah, it's a I would say it's a biopic.
Creed 3, not
Creed 3 is
biographical.
kind of close to being a biopic anyway,
In
in a way.
What?
Okay.
I thought it was supposed to be like
Even though it's a fictional
anime-esque.
character.
But yeah, no.
that was Michael
uh,
B. Jordan's directorial debut, right?
Yes.
Creed.
Creed 3 was his.
Neil Blomkamp directed Gran Turismo.
Yes, Neil Blomkamp, who's fame of Chappie and District 9, but
I always think those two movies are the same thing.
they are not. But I don't
I-
even know where I was going
I
with
get
this,
Chappie
but
confused with that other movie about. Isn't there? There's one similar to
Yeah.
Chappie.
I
like a
think that,
robot.
yeah. But yeah,
I've got a
Orlando
question-
Bloom.
oh.
Huh? What?
I've got a question to pin for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you think combined with this and Drive to Survive that more and more people are getting an appetite for racing? Because Brad Pitt was doing,
He
So
is
on-
doing.
still on strike.
Oh yeah, that's true. yeah.
Drive to Survive.
Yeah, it's
He's doing an F1.
Yeah, he's doing
movie.
an F1 movie.
Nah, I didn't know that.
I
Yep.
think honestly, if we're
Brad
gonna
Pitt
get
as
into
an F1 driver makes sense because it
He's
reminds
an
me.
old F1
He's like an
driver, and,
older-
he's
Reminds me of Rush for some reason.
Oh
You
my
saying
god, this
that?
is the second time. Go watch Relax and Rewind if you wanna.
we
Go
haven't
watch
done,
Relax and Rewind.
we haven't
Speed
done
Racer.
Okay.
If you want to hear some more.
Well,
Rush
yeah,
talk.
they reference Speed Racer in the first minute of Gran Turismo.
They do reference it.
Ooh.
Um,
the movie
but
or the cartoon?
He's like, "Go Speed, go."
Oh,
yeah.
but
Where-
yeah, he's
where were we?
doing that. So, and
I will.
Drive to Survive's a Formula One documentary done by Netflix. Blew
There-
up during.
There's quite a
pandemic.
few racing movies about like specifically like F1s because
Yeah,
there's
Rush.
Rush, Senna about the
Mm-hmm.
Senna, the
Ayrton
guy.
Senna.
Yeah. Have you seen either of those?
I've seen Rush. I've not seen Senna. I thought Senna was a biopic.
I would say the first.
It is, I think.
I'd say the first like kind of big thing when racing, it might have been Rush, but also Ford v Ferrari.
I came back.
Was one that kind of. I mean, it was nominated for Best Picture. Had 2 central performances in Damon and Bale.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah, it's funny because it definitely feels like they didn't know how to market this movie.
They didn't.
They clearly didn't. And I feel like maybe they
But
weren't super confident.
How do you market this movie? Because
I don't
it's
know.
A biopic.
I think you emphasize the racing because
It
the
is.
racing was so
that's,
intense
and that's
great.
what I was gonna say. Is I think we'll get back to the fact checking.
They really wanted you
but,
to know
like,
it was based on a true story. That's
They
for
definitely
sure.
did. But
But how do you
these-
market this?
how personally how I would market this.
Because you get all the draw with calling it Gran Turismo, but it's
Yeah.
not really about Gran Turismo. It's about Jan.
I think. Well, first and foremost, I think the strikes didn't help it.
Probably
Like,
did.
yeah.
Probably did
not
affect
help
this
it
a
at
Well,
all.
lot.
the fact that
Um,
none of the actors were allowed to
yeah.
market it probably
Well,
hurts.
what I would.
Oh, maybe
I-
that's why they went with the full blown article.
yeah.
That's what I was
Hey,
thinking.
we're
Okay.
not. Please read this.
Well, just read this wall of text, please.
Let's just post the
Uh,
screenplay for people.
Hand it out as like the going into the theater to flip
look,
through.
Here's your
Pamphlet.
tickets and here's your copy of the screenplay.
Well, because I could see honestly how I do it is that you would have like the real Jan do something with Archie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying his last name because I can't. Say
Well, I
it.
don't know how to say it either.
But
The actor who played Jan, or
Yeah.
the actor
Mhm.
who played Jan. I'd feel like them two going on like a press tour would have been really good.
that would have been
um,
great for the movie, but
Yeah.
they probably couldn't.
Yeah,
for
exactly. Well, I
reasons.
mean, also going to it is that this movie
Madekwe?
was pushed back 2 weeks. as
Yeah,
well.
that's his last name. This is, I don't know if you said it right, but
What was it?
Madekwe,
Madekwe.
something like that.
I don't know. But I mean,
That
this
sounds about
movie, this movie got pushed back as well. This was
Yeah.
pushed back 2 weeks. It was originally supposed to come out on August 11th.
They did that real last minute.
They did.
I
They
don't
did
know
it,
why.
Like
Maybe they
at
thought the strikes would end.
maybe, but like even then, it's like
Maybe they felt more comfortable putting it
Tail-
against like Blue Beetle.
yeah, it honestly might because it was tail end.
Still
Tail
Barbenheimer.
end July is when they did it, but this movie has been released internationally though, and it's made $22 million already.
I believe
Ooh.
it.
There,
It's
so
it's a good movie.
yeah,
You mentioned the writers. They do great because a big part of this movie is the relationship between Jan and his father, played
I
by
don't even think. Okay, now this is getting into my
Jimon
criticisms.
Hansu, who's
Yep.
I probably said his name wrong, but he's great.
He is great.
He's
I
great in
love
everything
him
he
in what-
does.
Looked great
Honestly,
in the trailers.
Oh yeah,
him-
he's probably the most well-known person besides David Harbour.
I'd
In
say
Orlando-
David
well,
Harbour.
Orlando Bloom is-
David Harbour.
I was looking at Orlando Bloom's like filmography. Jesus Christ, I did not. He
Pirates
was like
of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean and
Pirates
Lord-
of the Caribbean too.
Well,
No.
yeah,
and Lord of
series.
the Rings.
Yeah,
He
plays
was Legolas.
he's Legolas.
Yeah, Legolas.
And in
that
the,
was a
in
long
the
time
Hobbit.
ago.
he died.
But like he was in the Hobbit too.
He shouldn't have been in the Hobbit, but
Well,
that's a side story.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on. No, it's gone too long. No time for tangents. I'll ask later.
But like he's like set. Ooh, sorry. He's set for pretty much life with those Lord of the Rings and Pirates
Yeah,
of the
with
Caribbean.
I
those
think he
sweet,
was
sweet
really
Lord of
good
the
as
Rings.
the marketing guy. Who,
Oh yeah, he was
little
fine. But I will
detached.
say, like honestly, my one thing about this movie that I'm not a huge fan of is that the story feels very muddled. And I was talking to you after my screening.
Can I posit a question to you?
Yeah,
So a big part of this is he joins the academy. He travels around the world doing racing, so he's not with his family that much.
Mhm.
yes.
Maybe if his father was in more scenes, it would be better for you.
I think if there was more like I'm going to talk to my son and try to talk, and a lot more of that like aspect between him and his dad,
The relationship between him and his father. and
Yeah, the
his
relationship-
consequences of his life choices.
kind of like his dad almost still doesn't accept it because it wasn't enough that where he doesn't accept it.
I tell you what, him towards, I guess at that point, it's after his big crash that Graham mentioned, and
Yes.
which killed a spectator, by the way. That's important to know.
That is
Shit,
did
killed a spectator?
I would assume they wouldn't dramatize that for a movie. I'm sure that's based in reality, right? You would think.
I have a
Christ.
feeling though, like, okay,
If
I'm
they
gonna go back to
didn't,
the fact
that'd be
checking.
scary.
Hold on.
But point is,
Yeah, I'm gonna
the
go.
part where his father is like, I didn't.
No, a spectator did die.
Yeah, that's what I thought. They wouldn't lie about that.
Got airborne and left notoriously difficult and deadly Nuremberg.
Nürburgring.
Oh, shit, this was
Nürburgring.
at Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That is a
Spectator died and
Yeah, you're
he was
familiar with it.
hospitalized.
yeah. That's the
Yeah.
Same place that Niki Lauda had his crash that nearly killed him.
yeah.
Yeah. It's because
It's
it says quote
a nightmare of a track. I've done
in
it.
the movie, they
I've done in Gran Turismo.
I've done it. I've done it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have gone through Nürburgring. It's a hell of a track, but God, I would never want to race on it. It's so
Yeah.
tight. It's so easy to mess up. It's old. It's so old.
They do kind of convey that with the castle that they
Yeah.
show. in
Oh
it.
yeah, they do.
It's an old
Um,
ring. I mean, it's
Well, here it says
pre-World War
quote.
II.
It says quote because it was all real and someone died. We made sure the movie was very true to lives
So he
and
killed
all
an
the
actual
details.
person.
Says Martinborough.
Yes, for
So
for
he killed a man.
no, they don't show
They
anyone.
don't. They basically
getting
say like they
mangled.
make sure that's like it wasn't his fault or whatever. And I don't know.
Well,
like
how does the crash happen?
Well,
I didn't-
okay.
I haven't
he
seen the movie.
basically is
He-
driving and he
He goes over like a small little
Well,
hill, but
yeah.
his car just catches
yeah,
air.
basically
Use
I
the
am
Hot Wheels,
demonstrating.
the Nerf car as
Yeah, I
demonstration.
have a Nerf car in my hand now, and I'm demonstrating. So basically, the track,
He crests a hill.
he goes down,
Yeah,
and
he
then
crests
up,
a hill.
and then he goes up, and he kind of keeps going
Yeah,
like that.
and then he goes. And
I
then he
wonder if
goes.
There
he
might
goes
be a
over the
video of
fence.
that.
There definitely is a video, probably.
We're gonna play it there on the YouTube. No, we're not.
No, we're not. We gotta get.
Okay, but
We're right.
okay. There was two things I wanted to say before
Yeah.
you kind of. So I will say the relationship
Yep,
between
I know
his.
that turn.
Okay,
Oh.
thank you, Graham. I was talking. I say his relationship with his father. It hit me really hard because
Yeah.
just because that whole they were separate. He's doing like the world tour, like trying to get in the racing world. He can't be with his family. He's choosing actively to not answer his calls. You know, because he feels like, you know, he doesn't support him the same way he does his other son, which
Yeah.
makes sense.
Well,
And
because
then
like his
that-
other son,
His other son plays soccer
Is-
like
yeah.
him.
Football.
football.
Sorry. And
God.
just the part where like Juman Hansu is saying I didn't support you enough, and he starts
Okay, I
crying.
will admit
It's
that
like,
was actually
that
very
hit
emotional.
me so hard.
That is a very emotional scene.
Yeah,
and
I bought
will,
into all of that.
I will say that's an effective scene, but it could have been more effective.
And okay, so that worked.
Do you want him to die?
No.
No. What I'm
No.
saying is like I think if it was
Different scene.
more it say like, and of course I know it's real life and I can't like I'm criticizing the story of a real life.
Ask him to have a more emotional
Exactly,
reconnection
but
with
I
his
think
father.
like
That-
think showing his father a lot more where he's kind of more disapproving of it. And
how often? How many scenes of it?
Like two or three times.
there's like two.
he's like,
because
you
in
know,
the beginning when he's like, I want to do this challenge, and he's like, don't do
it's
it.
a video game. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
and just it's kind of like there's two scenes at the beginning, and then it basically about is it during Le Mans that he comes in?
Yeah, he visits him
So-
before Le Mans. So that is towards
Ooh.
the end of the movie.
It's like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah,
but
that's when he gets.
it's not
his,
the last
third, that's
20
when he
minutes.
Gets, third
I
place.
checked my phone when I was watching the movie. It is like the last
you had
25
your
minutes.
phone on in the theater.
Oh my gosh.
Sinful.
I was checking.
Sinful.
I got a notification and it was
Sinful.
I just
You
needed to get rid of it. Okay.
You should know better. Anyway,
That is not what I thought you were gonna say when you said
What?
you should.
You should
not drop it.
All right.
I was gonna say the other emotional beat that didn't work for me as much was after the crash, and you know he killed the spectator. I don't know how you would talk about that in the movie and
Yeah.
not. It
It's-
felt a
I-
little weird
I mean,
to
you
me
have to.
because
I get where
you
they're
can't skip that, right?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
you
say
can't.
they can't skip it, and I get where they're
And-
coming from, but I feel like if they had more of that, not
So-
to say like dramatize, like
No,
the crash, but like
You know what I was
A
gonna.
lot more grief and maybe overcoming would work.
Well, no, I do like how David Harbour's kind of his character is like, you got to start driving immediately. Like you can't linger on this. You're never gonna go back to
Does he
racing.
do
if you do that.
Le Mans afterwards?
Yeah, he does.
That's after that.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, so he does
he basically
Nürburgring and Le Mans.
crashes, and the reason why he goes to Le Mans is that all the other teams are saying that sim drivers aren't actual drivers. They're too dangerous. Get them off the course. And the way they get to Le Mans is that Nissan's their only way to make sure that these people are good and basically get away from a lawsuit is to show them that they are actual racers.
And he has to earn his license.
His super
Well,
license.
he already has earned
Racing.
he's already earned his license.
Didn't
at
the
that point.
crash happen before that?
No, it
No, there's
happened
no
after.
way.
Okay.
No way he
Happened
would
after.
have a super license to drive.
Yeah, it was after.
Okay. Well, anyway,
That's an actual thing. Like there was a
no, I get that.
like super licenses are a thing. Formula One team wanted to bring in IndyCar winner Colton Herta, but he did not. The points transfer did not mean he had enough points for a super license.
Okay.
That's like a thing people worry about.
Oh, actually, you know what? I will say quickly about this.
I've been
sorry,
trying to
sorry,
get
cut off
Trevor.
Trevor.
You've been cutting me off
Podcast.
for like 5 minutes.
Sorry.
Just
ahead.
I gotta get it out because before we've already moved on from the topic almost.
Okay.
Just this whole scene with So I like how David Harbour is like, you gotta start driving right away, but something about like just the way I felt like it fell into that movie, like racing movie trope kind of thing. Because it does
Are you
a
talking
little.
about the talk where
Well,
they go to the crash scene.
Earlier in the movie when they're like, yeah, David Harbour's character, he stopped driving because, some reason you have to talk to him about it. And of course he's going to talk about it in this scene.
Bro, this is just Cars.
It is like Cars.
It
It legitimately is like Cars. And it like a lot of other racing movies where
Yeah.
it's like you have this severe setback and you have like an accident. And then it's like you got to get right back in the saddle. You got to get behind the wheel again. And it just didn't feel super genuine, which is kind of awkward because someone actually died. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it just felt like weird. And maybe because part of it is Jack Salter or whatever his name is in the movie is not a real person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if he was a real person, you'd probably have a more nuanced thing than like, yeah, I was a racer once like you before I took a car to the knee type of thing. You know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
Fucking,
I started thinking
sorry
of
for
that.
swearing, but sweet Jesus,
I
Trevor.
started thinking of that reference mid sentence there.
Oh.
So sorry.
Leave the bits and goofs to me.
But isn't that like always a thing? The mentor character.
Oh
is
yeah,
like,
it is.
Yeah.
It's a beat.
I mean,
It's-
even to bring it back to Cars, literally, that's whole Doc Hudson's
Yeah,
whole
that's
story.
Doc-
Yeah, like
David Harbour is Doc Hudson in this
He
movie.
did what
Pretty
in his
much.
cup?
Yeah.
no.
The best line from
No.
Cars.
So that's the part that
I
didn't
haven't watched
work for
Cars
me.
in a while. That's in Cars.
Yeah, it was like side tangent. We'll just do this bit and move on. He's got 3 piston cups. He did what in his cup? All right, Trevor, continue. Hurry up.
Yeah, I was just saying how that part didn't work for me because of that mentor trope that's
Oh, yeah.
always in every sports movie.
Yeah, I mean
Well,
the
Harper's
tropes.
character's made up, so
He is made up.
Yeah, the tropes.
But I liked
in
him as
this-
a character. Other than that.
The tropes in this, I do feel like they work, but they kind of work very loosely. And that, but I will say what I was gonna say about
Like the
whole-
movie has to get into like the
They
third
have
act
to do
thing.
them. Yeah, but
what is the third act?
So they
third
kind
act's
of
Le
they
Mans.
kind of take like a shortcut to get to the third act kind of thing.
basically, yeah.
Is
but
the
I will
first act
say-
him training, second act's everything up till the crash, third act's post crash in Le Mans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
All
Pretty
right.
much.
But I will say though, a good thing about a thing that I really liked about this movie is that I didn't feel lost
No.
when they talk all this kind of like when they talk all the racing jargon. It feels very natural, and you pick up on it very
Yeah.
quickly.
It- Hey, it does that Speed Racer thing where it kind of shows you hear sound bites of announcers and you see it like as it would look on TV kind of thing.
Yep.
And you know what? It does it a lot better than Speed Racer.
I feel like that's a
doing that for the
drive-by
Brad
on
Pitt,
Speed Racer there.
Well, we
F1
talked about
thing.
it in our Relax and Rewind episode if you want to listen to
This
it.
is basically us rambling and promoting Relax and Rewind.
I mean, I'm here, so yeah.
Well, Graham's here too.
I'm a walking advertisement for Relax and Rewind.
Well, Gran
Escapes
Turismo
contain.
Gran Turismo does it well, and it
Yeah.
integrates things from the video game
Yeah.
really well, like the little
I thought
you know, fourth place over his car.
Yep. I was gonna
icon.
say the little like video game nuances. They were a bit distracting at sometimes.
The one part where his car gets deconstructed and it's like,
Oh,
all
yes, yeah.
Yep. It's the I've raced. It's the line from the
They-
trailer. I've raced this track
Yeah,
a million
they-
times
they
before.
they showed it in the trailer, and that's what turned me off on this movie. I was like, that looks really cheesy.
It from the way you guys are describing it, it feels like a movie at some point goes into the biopic, and then it feels like it has to stop and goes like, wait a minute, it's a video game movie. We got to do
Yeah,
video
kinda.
game
Yeah,
stuff.
Honestly, kinda.
Yeah, it does that a lot.
I
but-
like the real
but I-
racing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say going into the real racing, I'm pretty sure this is mostly them actually racing.
yeah.
and I thought
Yan
it
himself
looked- Yep,
drives in this
yep.
movie.
He
Jan
was-
Martinborough
they
was his own
definitely-
stunt double.
Definitely make sure that's like the last thing they talk about in the movie, because they do the biopic put on pictures and
I
make
do
sure-
I do love how at the end, you know, it has like it has a sentence written on the screen of like, you
Yeah.
know, what happened in real life type of thing that shows you the picture.
Mhm.
I like how it just said Jan Martinborough changed the world of racing forever. And that's it.
I didn't realize that
He
said
did
that.
not change the world of racing forever. The most he got was competing in Super Formula.
And a
Got
movie.
He got a podium, and he
Well-
got third place in category in Le Mans at that Le Mans race, and he got 9th overall.
Yeah.
So Graham is the realism. He didn't see the movie,
I
but he
didn't,
has the real world perspective.
Yeah,
here.
a lot of racing podcasts I know and other racing fans were kind of looking at. Well, I had one eye on Gran Turismo because as a gamer,
Yeah.
I heard Gran Turismo, and then I saw what it was, and it's like, oh,
The iconic poster from gamer to racer.
oh my god,
That
My
coulda-
favorite
that
one
coulda
is
been
from
you,
gamer
Graham.
my favorite one is the edit from gamer to racist.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
That's just
from
clowning
what I
on the
saw
movie.
on a lot of it, it looked like it respected racing, and
I think it very much did.
I'm
and
glad that they showed a lot about like this isn't just that your body is being actively squished, compressed, and
Well, they
thrown
show
in
that in
every
the
single
they do
way.
show that in like the beginning where like
Because he
it's-
crashes and he just
Not-
cannot take the heat.
I think
It's-
that's the thing most average person would think. Like, yeah, anyone can drive. Like,
Yeah.
nope. It's
Nope.
like, no.
Not
Bring it
at
back
all.
To NASCAR,
You-
a former NASCAR champ used to train in the 70s by he would be in Alabama and he'd drive with his windows up in Alabama heat in laps for about 4 hours straight.
Jesus
And that's how he
Christ.
would train to prepare for the NASCAR races.
Jesus
Sounds like
Christ,
me
that's
when my air
crazy.
AC wasn't working.
Yep.
You're not. Trevor's just
I'm
like
just
I'm
kidding.
built different.
Trevor
just
and-
kidding.
Trevor on traffic with
gets
his
hot,
AC
man.
just rolled up. Was like, I'm just like a
I'm
NASCAR
just
driver.
Yeah. Stand still. Like
I've
could
done
easily
this track
just-
1,000 times before.
Well, I don't know if I said this in the recording yet, but like I did play like the NASCAR game a lot. Not
Yeah.
so that's not
Yeah.
that's not quite as real sim as Gran Turismo, obviously.
Mhm.
But I did do like a 500 lap race one time. then
Insanity.
I got to like
So
lap like
crazy.
450 or something. So I was locked in. This is like playing it in a game. It takes like 2 hours on the track I did or whatever. And then like lap 450 or something, the AI crashes into me and I had a DNF. I did not finish. I was so
Yeah.
mad.
Even when I do sim, like the most I'll do is like 20 lap mini races just to like do, and they're not around long traps. Or I'll do 1 lap around Nürburgring is about maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah, well the
Jeez, really?
It's a long track.
yeah,
God.
and they
It's fun as hell though.
have real 24-hour sim races too,
Mhm.
including. But I mean, 24 hours of racing is crazy.
That's done through
That's
teams though.
insane.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You're not in a car for 24 hours.
Yeah.
they bring back his GT Academy buddies.
Yeah, which supposedly one of them is like a real person and the
Yeah.
other one's not.
Interesting.
So it's like
Interesting.
I mean,
it's-
they have
yeah.
actual winners of the GT Academy to
Yeah.
draw off of.
but yeah, but I will say this like even though I'm not a huge fan of the story or like some of the story beats,
I feel at
the
least
story works well enough that I understand. But I will say the main part of this is like the racing.
I was
racing
blown
looks
away
amazing.
at how much I like this movie, honestly, because
It sounds like you guys rather enjoyed this one.
I was expecting a bad movie. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Expecting Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle wasn't
Blue
even that
Beetle
bad.
wasn't terrible, but
Yeah.
Really?
It
yeah,
wasn't.
listen
That's
to
gonna
our,
bomb
listen to
regardless,
our hey Graham, listen to our episode about it.
I'm not on it, so I won't listen to it.
I'm not on it.
Well, I think the thing that, especially PlayStation Studios, they don't have the best track record, which I will definitely.
Dare I say they have a shit track record?
They do, and
So-
Ratchet and Clank
Well,
is
what
fun.
what do you expect?
yeah,
I mean, that's kind
true.
of what you would expect. But you mentioned PlayStation and
And
like
Uncharted, great.
Sony. Sony is obviously very prevalent. Nissan is very prevalent in this movie.
I love
Mhm.
this
This could-
Sony.
This could have been a really soulless corporate movie, and it is a little bit at some point, but I feel like it avoids that.
How did you feel about the Sony branding of the Walkman when he's holding when he
that's
gives the
That's easily the most forced thing in the
he's
movie.
holding it and he unwraps it so that
You see
Sony
it,
is
yeah.
very
The first
visible.
thing you see.
Like
It'd be one thing.
Sony's
It would be one thing if it was a Sony product and you don't see that it says Sony on it.
yeah,
But
It's
they
like in
they couldn't help
Adam
themselves.
Sandler movies when they all use Sony phones.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I will say like
it could
the
have been a
racing-
soulless movie. And
It really
is-
could've.
It's not.
It's not.
Far
I would
from it.
agree. It's not.
It's far from it. If you
It
ask me.
needs a little bit more
Is the
spice
racing
to it.
better
I think.
in this than in Speed Racer?
Oh yeah, you can see what's happening. Your eyes don't melt.
No comment.
All right, so it's,
Love the
it's
guy-
exactly what I thought it would be.
Yep.
Sean says no.
Graham-
Joe says yes.
You know,
I
There's
like
some-
the racing scenes.
there's
I
something
do.
about racing that really lends itself to anime, so I get it.
yeah.
There, because you like when you're
It's
racing around,
fast paced.
you cut
Yeah.
to each driver's face, them looking around. The
There's
enemy
actions.
guy and the gold car, the Kappa guy. Does that ring a bell? Is that based in reality? Kappa.
There's an emote on Twitch called Kappa.
Oh my god.
So he's probably not a real guy.
I don't know. He's the dude in the trailer. It's like, yeah, I'm a cool racing guy, and you're just a loser nerd.
Yeah,
go back to
he's-
your mama's house.
He's the
nerd.
rich, born to be a racer guy.
That is a real thing. Racing is so goddamn expensive,
and nepotism is definitely
not
a
even
thing.
that. It's just
right?
pay drivers. Famously, Nikita Mazepin's father is a Russian oligarch, and that's how he got onto
Well, there
Formula
you go.
1.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Jan
he
Martinborough
lost-
is not
he
that,
lo-
right?
No. Way
Well,
too
his
bored
dad
for-
was a football player.
Yeah, but he's not a pay driver. Like they're
But yeah,
Nicholas Latifi, his dad owns a massive food corporation, and he came when he came with sponsor money. That's
Yeah.
why they're called pay drivers. Lance Stroll, his dad he owned a team, and that's why he's not a pay driver. He's a made man.
yeah.
So that's why he has a racing seat, because his dad owns the team.
Jeez.
And not to like,
He's not a
You know
terrible
what this
driver.
sounds like? This sounds like Royalton in Speed
Speed
Racer.
Racer.
sure. Well, not to hate on.
is my religion.
I mean, obviously, American
I paid
NASCAR
the-
example is Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Not that I'm hating on Earnhardt. I love he's
They're great.
actually one of my favorites growing up. But
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, he is.
But no, like the
I love
racing
Earnhardt
scenes.
when they had when NASCAR went to Japan. They went to
Yeah, spit it out. Spit it out.
Suzuka. Yeah, they went to Suzuka, and Dale Earnhardt's just talking around with local Japanese reporters and having a time.
I gotta see.
sushi.
wait,
I gotta
his
see
dad
this.
or Junior?
It's Earnhardt.
Okay,
Just
so
Earnhardt,
in the
yeah.
number 3 Earnhardt.
Yeah, Earnhardt.
I gotta
and
look
then
I would
Junior.
love to. I'd love to watch that actually.
Yeah, it's
He seems like
it's-
quite the character to be in Japan.
Dale
you know?
Earnhardt Japan is
yeah, it was on a NASCAR event in like
Suzuka.
Yeah,
Oh my god, we're gonna watch this after the recording, but
yeah, that's great.
but I will say, like, in all honesty, this is not a bad movie. It's
I really
fun.
liked it.
Like like I said, it needs a little bit more spice. I think the racing. I think I read a review somewhere that this is just like racing porn.
If
Like,
you read
it
the Variety
really is.
article, they really over dramatize
I'm
it.
excited for that because with that and the Brad Pitt movie, they're like actually they're modifying F2 cars and they're driving them around and they're
Yeah.
gonna intersplice it with actual stuff.
Yeah, and that's my probably one big takeaway is like, honestly, I would see this movie again just to see the racing, because I really enjoyed the racing parts. Like, I thought they were well done.
The cars get real loud.
Exactly. Like,
Mhm.
it's very
Trevor,
fast.
you've seen Rush, right? Is the racing better in Rush or in Gran Turismo?
I don't. I haven't seen Rush in a long time. I barely remember it, to be honest.
I would say Gran Turismo because Rush is more about the Lauda, James Hunt.
I think
rivalry.
Gran Turismo did it better, honestly.
I love
The
how you
racing
just
part.
assumed Gran Turismo's better.
Well, no, because it's not. Because
No.
Rush is about the interpersonal drama.
Oh no,
James
I
Hunt
get
and
it. I
Niki
get
Lauda.
it. It was really funny that you're
That
like, yeah, I've
one's
never
Niki
seen it.
Lauda
but-
almost died because of
Yeah.
James Hunt, and the only reason why he stayed alive was because James Hunt was actively winning the world championship, and Lauda was like, "The fuck you don't! I'm coming back to life." He almost died in a crash and came back to continue racing that season, and only lost out because it was a rainy day in Fuji, at the Fuji International Speedway, and he was just
Fuji
like,
Hexagon?
no, not that
No.
Fuji. No enough speed racer. And then he just pits because he's like, I could die. I'm not doing that.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'll need to watch Rush.
Rush
then.
is a good
A
movie.
lot of boobs,
obviously.
just full on. It's rated R.
Well, it's
James-
they
I
gotta
own it.
James
I,
Hunt-
gotta
James
make
Hunt
you watch the
was-
movie.
James Hunt was a slept around. He
Okay.
was, he was,
Alright,
he was
yeah.
a old school racing driver, a bachelor to the end, and just constantly sleeping around.
Good subject for a movie, obviously.
Oh yeah,
But-
the rival is great.
maybe you should choose that for the next.
Oh, but I already invited the gals.
Well,
No.
this is the
All right.
that's
okay,
the other
we're
show
gonna-
anyway.
Yeah, that's another.
Worlds are
thing, but,
colliding. We need to keep the timeline separate.
just like the Flash. Let's go into the Flash.
Ah.
no,
Don't
more of the
reference that
Flash.
again. Don't
More like
reference that again.
bash you in the skull.
Oh, there we go.
All right. But yeah, I mean, it's
Did
fun,
we even
enjoyable.
talk about video game movies?
We're
No.
about, I was just
Alright.
about to segue into that if you give me
Sorry.
a second. But yeah, no, it's fun. But the thing is that this is a video game movie. Graham just spoiled my segue, but
Secondarily,
it's a secondary video
From
game
everything
movie.
you
But
said,
I
it
was
seems like it's it hides behind being a video game movie,
Yes.
and then it goes, surprise! It's a now that we've lured you in.
it's a
it's a
biopic.
honey
Yeah,
pot.
it is. It
Kinda.
really is.
It's a video game honeypot.
it's
much.
entertaining.
But I was gonna ask, where do you think this sits in video game movies? And this can definitely sit at the bottom because it's not a video game.
I'm gonna
movie.
say that just on that, but even if it was a video game movie, I'd still put the original Super Mario Brothers over this.
Over this.
Yeah,
The
that-
original
oh,
one,
that
Like the
movie,
old one?
Yeah, the Bob Hoskins and God, who played John Leguizamo?
John Leguizamo. Yeah.
That movie
Oh, wait.
has style. That movie has spunk. It was the same set director and set designer as Blade Runner.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
interesting.
But
God, what other
Actually,
videos-
hold on.
No,
Hold
it's
on,
worse.
before-
It's better. Uncharted's worse. Uncharted's
Uncharted is
is
like the
sucks.
worst video game movie.
But I
so
totally
far down
forgot.
the list. It does. I don't even see it.
I will say I totally forgot that
Uncharted is undoubtedly the worst
I
video game
hate
movie.
Uncharted so
Why did
bad.
they fucking
They didn't respect the
Um,
material that it came from.
Very much so.
They just thought
But-
money.
Yeah.
Hold on, before we talk about video games, I totally forgot that I had the movie facts, if it was true or not, up, and so we found out that Orlando Bloom's character is not real.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of a stand-in.
Someone actually.
That one makes sense to me.
Yeah, Jan Mardenborough wins. Did Jan Mardenborough win the first Nissan GT Challenge? We know that's fake. It's not.
third
He
one.
won the third one.
Mm-hmm.
Did Mardenborough really come in third at Le Mans?
Yes, he did.
That is true.
Which is
Uh,
an incredible
That
accomplishment.
might be
Yeah.
a bit. They might have said it otherwise. He came third in category, 9th overall.
Yeah.
There's different categories that race. at
He's
Le Mans.
still podium.
That's semantics.
He's still podium with the team.
People not
so-
super into racing won't know that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's the fact
Did
corner.
Mardenborough
yeah.
did Mardenborough almost die in a crash in Germany? That is true. We learned that.
Mhm.
Mardenborough drove his own stunts, or did the stunts for Gran Turismo.
Mhm.
Jan's father was actually a football player. This is so weird. Why does the actress playing Jan's mom look so familiar?
That's
Why
not a.
does
That's
she?
not.
That's not a fact, but
Who does? I think it's a fact to me.
Maybe because she's an actress.
she's in
No way. You're telling me
She's
she's not
supposedly
actually
in
Jan's
a-
mom?
You know what? What?
Oh, hold on.
Ooh.
She's actually married to Christian Horner, one of the series stars.
Holy
and
shit!
team
She's a
principal.
former Spice Girl.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
She's a former Spice Girl.
Wow.
I did not know that's Horner's wife.
I don't know if it's late, but I did not read
That's
that
so
first.
cool.
Wow,
Yes.
she's old now. That's my takeaway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how time works, Trevor.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
played
well.
Ginger Spice. She was Ginger Spice.
Yeah, she's a Spice
Hold on,
Girl.
what?
Yeah.
I'm
What
not.
the fuck? Why did I?
As soon as you said Christian Horner, I was like, oh my god.
That's funny though. That's
I'm not impressed with that fact.
Oh,
but
I
okay.
love it. Christian Horner is the team
Oh my
principal
God,
for
that's-
Red Bull Racing.
that's really funny that I just
Oh.
kind of. I'm
Racing
definitely
connection
tired.
there.
But
Yeah,
that
because
is
he,
so
he runs
funny.
the team.
Yeah.
What was
team
the other
principal.
thing? Jack Saltzberg, Saltzer. Is he
Jack
based-
Seltzer?
Saltzer.
I think it
Okay.
was Saltaire.
Salter.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
call
know.
him Jack
Something.
Seltzer. Unless he's
Jack's
a real person.
backstory about the crash at Le Mans gives blah blah blah. Powerful performance. Is he based on a real racer?
He's probably like an
Uh,
amalgamation of a couple people.
He's based on speed.
Richard
himself.
Delva was Martin Burrow's real mentor, and Jack could be loosely based on the Brazilian motorsports designer. The race car driver partook in several different motorsports, including Formula One, he guided Martin Burrow at the start of his career. So,
he raced in
loosely
Formula One.
based on
and
the
that
real guy.
is
Can you
supposedly
figure-
via the Ringer.
Can you figure out when he raced in Formula One and for which teams?
What the Richard
Yeah.
Delva? Richard Delva.
Just one thing I wanted to
Oh wait,
add.
it's Ricard Delva. I'm so
Ricard
sorry.
Dilva.
One thing I wanted to add about this movie, I love how every racing movie ever can't resist like doing
Shifting.
the thing where it's like, you know, when the car is revving up and racing, it cuts into like the engine, like inside the engine, the pistons firing and like the
Oh,
car
yeah.
parts moving. It can't resist.
Do they do that fun shifting thing where they go, let's put it into gear?
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
Not
they
if-
had
so
resistance. Oh, it's also the
he-
paddle shifters.
So supposedly he was designed Formula One cars from 88 to 89.
For which team? 88.
Lombardo Leone.
Lombardo. Okay, they didn't do anything.
Yeah. There's nothing really much on this guy in all
All right,
honesty.
so he was just
yeah.
he was a designer. Anything else like aero? Overall,
Not that
mechanical.
I'm seeing. I might be missing something.
He's
but
no Adrian Newey.
yeah.
In the movie they suggest, well, I know it's not, he's not based on him specifically, but like loosely they kind of imply that he didn't really make it to the big time.
Yeah, he was like, and I think actually the designer thing makes a lot of sense because David Harbour's character is like a mechanic at the beginning of this movie.
Oh,
So, but that's pretty much it with that. But let's go to the video game movies again.
which this is not. Are we gonna
Which
qualify as this not a video?
I
I'm not
wouldn't-
gonna qualify as a video game.
I'm not
movie.
gonna qualify it as a video game.
They
movie
use the
either.
video game aspect to market the movie.
Very
in a-
much so.
In a
Yeah.
kind of weird
Um,
way.
It's the same way a video game movie as Tron's a video game movie.
But Tron actually has video game aspects though.
All right, fine. Fair
Tron
enough.
is really a
So-
weird movie to bring up because it's like the movie was before the game, right?
I think so. But speaking of Tron, thank God for the strikes that Tron 3 with Jared Leto might not be made.
No, I want that made.
I don't want it. I don't.
Yeah, but what
stop
about-
giving Jared Leto
Hey,
anything?
don't think about Jared Leto. Think about all the other people making the movie who aren't getting paid.
Well, they weren't getting paid enough regardless. And Jared Leto was making money, so he was getting paid too much.
Okay, so
Yeah, okay.
I'm going
fair
on
enough.
Rotten Tomatoes. Where do you think Gran Turismo sits?
Price is right. Price is
In-
right. You
in,
can't go over.
Well, rip
lowest
Bob
bet.
Barker, by the way. That's another thing. Bob,
Bob
Barker
Barker?
died.
Oh shit!
Did you not know that?
No.
He died today.
Uh,
Yeah.
Oh, Price is right.
Where do you
thing I
think
just
this?
said?
Where do you think this sits in?
70.
Hold on.
Price is right.
Out
You can't
of-
go over.
Yeah, that's why I said 70.
So I'm gonna say 72.
I'm gonna blow you up.
So your bet is gonna be messed up by me. I'm saying 72.
It says 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, you went over. You don't get to
You
win.
both went over. I was asking where do you think
Someone
this
had
sits
to
on?
bet. Someone should have bet $1 there.
Hold on.
1%.
I was gonna say, where do you think this sits on the top 51 video games movies ranked on Rotten Tomatoes?
Wait.
I'm gonna say it's coming in at top. It's definitely in the top 10.
It
what-
is
What did you say? 60.
It's top ranked.
50. It's 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm gonna
That's kind of
say-
low.
I'm gonna say it's Mario, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, then this.
Mario, Sonic 1, Sonic 2.
yeah, then this comes in. So
I
I'm gonna say
think-
it's
All right,
fourth.
so number 1 is actually a movie called Werewolves Within, based on a game that I didn't even know existed.
fuck off.
Number
Sorry,
2 is
sorry.
Angry Birds Movie
You're good.
2.
You're okay. Yeah, I heard the second one was actually really funny.
Angry
Number
Birds?
3,
Ugh.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2. It's at 69%. Number 4. Okay.
Nice.
Number 4, Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
Oh yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
I never saw that one.
That was
Number
like the first one that was like started to kick off this era of
That one is the
Not
first
terrible.
one. That was the like
one that's like, oh, video game
Pri-
movies can be not garbage.
that was the only fresh video game movie
for a long time. Yeah.
until Sonic the Hedgehog came out
It's a
the
big
next
gap.
year.
Yeah.
Was
And
it
that
really
sits
the
at number
next year?
5.
Hmm.
Yeah. Detective Pikachu's 19,
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog's 2020.
Oh.
But Sonic the Hedgehog sits at number 5,
All right.
and Gran Turismo sits at number 6.
Okay, so I had it right that it was behind Sonic
Sonic's.
the Hedgehog.
Out of those top 5 above Gran Turismo, I'd rather watch Gran Turismo.
Okay.
but it's
I-
not a video game movie, so that's
It's not
why.
a video game
Well, yeah,
movie,
it's
but
Where's Mario
it's more of a
sit?
biopic.
which one?
the Super Mario Brothers movie.
The new one?
Yeah.
It actually sits at number 7.
All right.
At
For some reason,
59%
people-
rotten.
I
I think-
mean, yeah, that seems
So-
about right from everything I heard. It was just an ad for Mario.
But
I-
everything else is rotten from there down.
Yeah.
How the Mario
So-
Brothers movie has been received is really interesting to me.
I didn't see it because from everything I heard, it just seemed like there wasn't really a story.
There's no B plot at all.
There really
It doesn't even seem like
isn't.
there's a plot in general, and they kind of waste Charlie Day.
Here's a question: what video game movie do you want to see in the future? Because my vote would be for a game called Turok because it has dinosaurs and
That would be fun. Turok Seeds of
uh,
Evil. Yeah.
dinosaurs. He's on like an alien planet and there's like dinosaurs and stuff. So why not? I'd love to see that.
Silent Hill or a Metal Gear movie.
Silent
they-
Hill's already been made into
They already did
movies.
that.
They did.
Metal Gear would be kind of fun though. I'd
Yeah.
say.
Metal Gear Solid.
Something,
It feels like
something
they
Kojima.
Metal Gear Solid really should have
Kojima
one.
just makes movies as like
yeah.
He makes
Death Stranding
fever
is a
dreams.
movie.
It's pretty much a movie. Yeah.
All right. Well, then if we're not gonna do,
I would
Kojima-
say
You can do whatever you want, but
It's a-
Pac-Man the movie. No,
it's a
just kidding.
PlayStation,
Nom,
and
nom,
it's a
nom,
little
nom, nom,
known
nom, nom.
PlayStation game. But like an animated movie for Knack. You ever play Knack on
I
PlayStation?
know of
No.
Knack.
I would love to see a movie on Knack.
I'd love to see a movie
Knack would be
about
fun.
Smash Cars. That was a game where you're like a little RC car and
I mean,
you're
there's
racing
a
around.
there's a Twisted Metal TV series.
There is on
Is
Peacock.
that like RC like car racing?
No, it's
No,
just a racing game where you try to kill other people. It's Twisted Metal.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'd like to see a movie based
Tony Hawk
on
movie.
that little thing.
Tony
A
Hawk
Tony
Pro,
Hawk
Pro
Pro
Skater
Skater
movie.
movie?
Yeah, they
That
already
would just
did that.
be
It's like till
Tony
the wheels
Hawk.
fall off. Yeah.
Tony Hawk biopic.
Yeah, they did that till the wheels fall
okay, well there you go.
off. I could be an absolute just terrible person and say, give me a Persona or Shin Megami Tensei movie.
They
What'd you just say?
Oh.
Persona or Shin Megami Tensei
Hey.
movie. You don't want to know
hey,
about it.
to get even like another layer, what movie do you want to see based on a real person playing a game? Because like Ninja's right there.
I mean,
Playing
just-
Would you
Fortnite.
want to
Let's-
watch a ninja
No,
movie?
I'm just
I
kidding,
I,
but-
I
Ninja
wanna
would
watch.
so be
I
so
want to watch
bad.
a Nathan Fillion Uncharted movie.
That I would watch.
No,
That
but
I'd watch.
but to make it like Gran Turismo, it needs to be someone playing Uncharted, and then they like get famous or something.
Why don't they make a biopic on that kid that won like the $5 million in that Fortnite tournament?
There you go.
Remember?
that
I
would be
mean-
something. There's
what
an,
I'm-
you're giving them ideas.
Like, oh no.
It's like that ending of Jumanji where the kid teaches Danny DeVito how to play Street Fighter.
Yeah, we need a sequel to
I want to
Jumanji
watch a
called-
documentary about Danny DeVito learning how to play Street Fighter.
I'd watch that.
Moment 36, but DeVito plays Daigo.
Oh my god.
None of you
Okay.
guys know what that is
No,
at all.
No idea.
Nope.
Metal Gear
Uh,
Solid though would be cool. As
That'd be a
movie.
sick one. That'd be really
God,
cool.
what else would I want to see? I'm trying to just go like, let's do like PlayStation generic things. Infamous would be a pretty good TV series.
Grand Theft
That would
Auto a
be-
movie.
Ooh, I know they're doing this, but Ghost of Tsushima.
I've heard it's good. I've never played it.
Oh my god, it's amazing. I would kill for it. It's there's a whole mode in it where you can. It's called Kurosawa mode, where everything's black and white.
Ooh.
It's heavily
All
inspired
right,
by
I think I
Kurosawa
need to play
films.
this now. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's awesome. The guy who does the voice of the main character looks like him. But turning into
really?
a movie, I really hope they just make it into a TV series.
How much time do we have? I have one more question.
Oh, we can just keep going.
What movie would you want turned into a video game?
A very, 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 very
Heat,
good Jurassic
the video
Park.
game.
Heat, the video game would be
Al
cool.
Pacino.
I want a very good. I always wanted this. I wanted a
Jurassic
good
Park does need a good video game because they
Yeah,
had a game that
Telltale
was
games.
like
Telltale game, yeah.
and the Lego
I
ones.
don't like the Telltale ones, but
I love all the
Jurassic Park. They had a
games.
game where you built the park.
Yeah, that was a
It-
mobile game.
Yeah, well, they
No,
had a
that's
good
on console.
They had
That's
a
on
good
console,
console
yeah.
one too, and like oops, I deleted the fence, and now the T-Rex is eating the guest.
Yeah,
type of
that
thing.
was the one I
fun.
always wanted as a kid, but I don't know how you'd make that a good game.
Well, they did make it a good game. I played it.
So
also
your
don't like Speed
question is
Racer, so-
irrelevant then.
Jurassic Park Operation Genesis is a great game.
Man, what movie would make a great game? I mean, they've already done it with Alien Isolation.
yeah,
yeah.
Alien Isolation is basically a movie.
I actually,
But
I
it-
actually,
I watched a playthrough of that because I never played it myself.
Yeah,
I
great.
I'm weird with video games. We had a PlayStation 2 for the longest time, but we never got PlayStation 3. And it went, like
So you went from
10
2 to 4.
10 plus years without graduating consoles, and then we went straight to 4. So
Damn.
I missed a lot on certain games.
Just like whoa.
Any
Going-
like Xbox exclusive games, like I think Halo never came out on PlayStation, right?
Yeah, Halo's
No,
yeah, so I
Halo's
never
a
I
Microsoft exclusive.
never played
now.
Halo and never really got into like Call of Duty. So
I mean,
Halo-
Halo TV show
Halo that
hasn't
was
been
bad.
adapted into anything good yet.
Yeah,
That's
anything
true.
good. That's
I-
the good thing.
I will say
I mean,
to your question,
Ratchet
Heat,
and Clank. That'd be fun.
Ratchet and
Heat
Clank.
was a joke answer, of
Heat-
course.
no,
but
I think Heat would be kind of a fun one if you play as both the protagonists, play as Al Pacino and then Robert
and,
De Niro.
and the
think a
bad
co-
guy. That'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
I think
think
a
it'd be cool.
Columbo visual novel detective game would kill.
Are
You
you
mean-
80 and on
hey,
your like personal
aren't-
PC?
aren't-
If you make it like Ace Attorney and but like have it more detective, that
they
would
have a
rule.
little game called
Okay.
L.A. Noir.
All right.
Little game. You ever heard of that?
Well, no, I'm talking like visual novel, like more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Like
I'll
Sin,
agree.
Sin
I'll agree with
City
that.
is like a video game.
That'd be a
kinda
very stylized like
Yeah.
rock star
It'd be
Yeah.
beat 'em
stylized
up.
for sure. It'd be cool though.
God, now I think about it, I'd fucking kill for a Columbo visual novel.
Columbo
detective
the
game.
game.
Columbo the game.
Columbo dating sim.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, one more thing. Kisses you passionately.
Uh,
All right. I think that
took
we
that
can
a-
end it there probably.
I
All
think
right.
that's the perfect place to end
That
it.
is the perfect place to end it.
hard cut.
You can
straight to black.
straight to the
No
theme.
sound.
Yep,
straight to the
just
theme
like
song.
RoboCop.
Yeah, you could listen to this podcast, or you know what? I'll just say, go watch Gran Turismo. It's actually a pretty good movie.
I enjoyed it.
It's fun.
It has a few tropes, but other than that, it's really solid.
It's a fun 2 hours. Get out of the house, do something
I'm gonna
type of movie. But yeah, you can follow this podcast on.
See Gran Turismo on a big screen, by the way, too.
Yes, that would actually. Yeah, that benefits.
I'm gonna say you don't do that and instead stay home and play Baldur's Gate 3.
Video game guy.
I'm a
Okay.
gamer.
He's a gamer.
Fallout.
it's
that would
already
kill
gonna
for
show.
That would,
It's gonna show.
I don't trust that at all.
It's
Well,
gonna like Amazon Prime show.
Oh, we didn't even
you-
mention Last of Us, but
Oh yeah.
that's interesting.
Last of Us is a great show.
That one's weird because it follows the game to like a T. It's
Yeah.
kinda,
Well, not
I mean,
really.
The game is basically a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
pretty
basically a
much.
movie too.
That's like how Naughty Dog does their stuff.
Narrative games.
But yeah, you can follow this podcast on After the Credits on YouTube and the Fine Cut on Spotify. Also check out Relax and Rewind, Graham's
Featuring
on
Graham.
that as
Yeah,
well.
I'm a reoccurring guest because Sean. Every time it ends, I just Sean hits a button. I go into the trap door for
Pretty
another
much,
week.
No,
Yeah.
you go on people's walls.
Yeah, you go
remember?
into
True,
people's
yeah.
walls.
Yeah. Go
But
listen
yeah,
to the
go
Fine
listen.
Cut for that gag.
and
They're like,
Red Notice.
"What?
A
What are
lot
they
of Red
talking about?"
Notice.
Yeah. Go check that out. That's all on our first 3 episodes are up.
Fourth one coming out.
Fourth
real
one is
soon.
coming out next week, or this week actually. It's coming out this Friday. Yeah, you can follow me on Letterboxd at
Already was
_filmworker.
Friday.
Huh?
You mean next week?
No, it's this week. This is releasing on the 20.
This
Eighth.
It's Sunday. How is it going to release this Friday?
What?
The fine cut.
Relax and Rewind?
He'll find a way. What do you mean?
I'll get it done.
Is it releasing the 1st of September?
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna be. That's on
that's
RoboCup.
For the 5
That's next-
fans still listening, it will come out in the future. There
Yes.
you go.
All right.
Boom.
It'll come out soon. You can follow me on Letterboxd at _
We
filmworker
can't
_
Tenet the audio.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Man, it's late.
Outro.
Yeah. You can follow me on Letterboxd at _ filmworker _
Find me in your walls.
Yep. And I'm on Letterboxd at Trevzilla.
All right. Thanks guys so much for listening.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I hope
You're
you guys
always-
are enjoying this. I feel like we're getting in the groove.
It does feel like we've hit a stride. I definitely was the wrench into this system, but
This is all just. This episode's just chaos, honestly. But
the first one always is. I mean, the first episode of the Fine Cut.
This
That
is
was
not
on.
the first one.
that is
oh,
true.
the
Yeah.
first one you're on, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the first one I was on.
Yeah,
Old
yep.
Fine Cut.
Oh yeah. All right. Well.
That's a
it's-
can of worms.
Yeah.
The Babylon episode.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
All right. Thank you guys so much
Bye.
for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Call your mother and tell her you love her.